Chosen one, stop. Do not scroll. Do not move. Do not let anything distract you from the sound of my voice. This moment was not a mistake. Heaven has waited for this precise second to bring you a revelation that could not be shared until now. It was not for yesterday. It was not for last year. It is for this exact breath. This message is not for the masses. It is only for the one who survived the furnace of isolation. It is for the one who kept the fire of their spirit burning when every door was slammed shut. You have endured the warfare, and you have passed the test you did not know you were taking. If your spirit recognizes this truth, like this video, and subscribe to this path right now to signal your alignment with the breakthrough that is about to manifest. The silence is over. The divine instructions are being released. God is speaking in this very moment, and the command is final. It is time. Tell them everything. Listen closely. You have walked through a corridor of silence that felt like it would never end. You have looked at the sky and seen only brass. You have felt the cold weight of your own questions returning to you unanswered. You asked why the voice that once guided you suddenly became a ghost. You felt like a stranger in your own house. You felt like an outsider in your own skin. You began to believe the lie that your calling had expired. But I am here to tell you that the silence of the heaven was the highest form of divine favor. It was not a punishment. It was a forge. You have been moving through what the ancient ones call the dark night of the soul. It is that terrifying space where the ego is stripped away and only the raw spirit remains. You had to be emptied. You had to be purified. You had to be prepared. You were being emptied so that you could be filled with something that the world cannot take away. Think of the acacia wood on the mountain of Horeb. It was a common and rugged bush. It was surviving in the harshest conditions. Yet it became the vessel for the fire of the Almighty. It did not burn up because it had been prepared by the desert. You are that acacia wood. Your years of feeling overlooked were not wasted. Your seasons of being the unlikely candidate were not a mistake. They were the seasoning of your character. God was not waiting for the situation to change. He was waiting for you to transform. David was not even invited to the meeting when the prophet came to his house because his own father saw him as insignificant. But while he was forgotten in the fields, he was being elected for a throne. The same is true for you. You were being sculpted in the secret place. You were being taught the language of the Spirit in the silence. You had to grow beyond your old desires. You had to break your old patterns. You had to heal from wounds you did not even know you had. And now you have reached the point of spiritual consciousness where you can finally handle the weight of the glory that is about to be revealed. This moment was scheduled in eternity before you took your first breath. It is not a coincidence that you are hearing these words now. You are in alignment. Your spirit is in position. Before we pull back the final curtain on your new identity, I need you to confirm your position in this shift. Like this video right now as an act of faith. Then go to the comments and write the name of the city you are watching from. Let the atmosphere know where the light is breaking through. Your maturity is your passport to this next level. The truth you are about to hear carries a weight of power that would have destroyed the person you used to be, but that person is gone. You have survived the furnace. You are ready. Here is what has been hidden from you until this very second. Think about Joseph. He was a boy with dreams that felt like fire in his bones. He saw the heavens bowing to his future. He thought the vision was a promise of immediate glory. But heaven had a different path. Before the gold chain of Egypt could be placed around his neck, the iron of the prison had to enter his soul. He had to survive the betrayal of his own brothers, who threw him into a pit and left him for dead. He had to endure years of being forgotten in a dungeon for a crime he did not commit. He had to live through a silence so heavy it felt like God had erased his name from the book of life. You must ask yourself why. Why would the divine give a dream only to lead the dreamer into the dark? It was because the boy who saw the stars was not yet the man who could hold the keys to the grain. The pit was not a grave. It was a womb. The prison was not a sentence. It was a sanctuary of preparation. Joseph was being stripped of everything that was shallow. He was being emptied of his own ego so that he could be filled with a divine authority that could sustain a world in famine. He had to learn the language of the Spirit in the place of absolute isolation. The same is true for you. You have spent seasons looking at your life and seeing only the walls of your own prison. You have looked at your losses as proof that you were abandoned. But I am here to tell you that every rejection was a divine protection. Every delay was a strategic alignment. Every moment of loneliness was a sacred invitation to a depth that the world cannot understand. You have gone through battles you did not ask for. You have suffered losses you did not deserve. You have weathered storms you did not see coming. You have survived nights where you cried until you tasted your own tears. You tasted the salt of your own suffering, and you thought it was the end of your story. But that salt was the preservative of your calling. You were not being broken. You were being forged. Before I pull back the final curtain on the revelation that has been reserved for this hour, stop and honor the ground you have walked. If your spirit is vibrating with the truth of these words, like this video right now, to seal this frequency, go to the comments and type the exact time you are watching this. This timestamp is not just a number. It is a memorial of the moment you stopped running from your pain and started standing in your power. God was not waiting for the world to become easier for you. He was waiting for you to become stronger than the world. The enemy did not attack you because you were a victim. He attacked because he saw your destiny long before you ever recognized your own reflection. He saw the leader. He saw the warrior. He saw the light bearer. He tried to bury you, but he did not realize you were a seed. You have emerged from the furnace with the scent of heaven and not the smell of smoke. You are transformed. You are strengthened. You are awakened. You have been sculpted in the secret place through the very trials that were designed to extinguish your flame. You have reached the point of spiritual maturity where the blessing will no longer be a burden. Your character has finally caught up to your calling. Only now can you receive the truth without breaking under the weight of it. Here it is. I told you that the silence was not an absence, and now you are standing at the threshold of the great unveiling. Something inside your chest is going to vibrate as I speak these words, because your spirit already knows they are the truth you have been waiting to hear for a lifetime. Your soul has been whispering this secret to you in the deep hours of the night, while your mind was busy counting your losses and weighing your grief. Listen carefully to what heaven is saying to you right now. You are never just struggling to survive. You are never just a casualty of a cold and random world. You are being sculpted for your calling. You are being prepared for a weight of glory and a level of influence that the person you used to be could never have carried without breaking. This is the moment of your total redefinition. Every closed door that made you feel rejected was actually a divine redirection away from a path that was too small for your feet. Every betrayal that broke your heart was a surgical removal of those who were not equipped to go where you are headed. Every delay that tested your soul was a strategic pause to allow your character to catch up to the magnitude of your destiny. Every lonely night, where the silence felt like a heavy shroud, was a sacred appointment with the Almighty, where you were being taught the language of the Spirit. Every heartbreak was an expansion of your capacity to hold the power that is now being released. Every disappointment was a filter designed to strip away your reliance on the praise of men so that you would only seek the approval of the heavens. You thought you were being punished, but you were being polished for a stage you have not yet seen. You thought you were being buried in the dark, but you were being planted as a seed that is about to explode through the surface. You are the weapon that heaven has been tempering in the secret furnace of isolation. Look at your reflection through the eyes of the Spirit and see what the world tried to hide from you. I see a leader who has learned to follow the still, small voice in the middle of a screaming storm. I see a warrior whose armor is forged from the scars of battles they refused to lose, even when they were bleeding. I see a light bearer whose flame was made unquenchable because it was tested in the deepest pits of the shadow. I see a world shifter who has been given the authority to command the atmosphere because they have mastered their own spirit in the wilderness. You are not ordinary, and you never have been. You are a chosen one who has passed through the fire and emerged as pure gold. The enemy did not attack you because you were weak or because you were an easy target. He did not come against you because you were failing. He attacked because he saw your destiny long before you ever recognized your own reflection in the mirror of purpose. He saw the fire in your blood and the crown over your head while you were still weeping in the fields. He tried to extinguish you before you could realize who you are. But his attacks only served to sharpen your edge, and his opposition only served to strengthen your resolve for this very hour. God was not ignoring your cries. He was letting the world think you were finished, so that your emergence would be an undeniable sign of his power. The very people who overlooked you will now look up to you for direction. The very places that once rejected you will now require your presence. Your spiritual promotion has been activated in this very second. The heavens have shifted and the cosmic alignment is complete. You are stepping out of the shadows and into the blinding center of the divine light. This is the moment where the training ends and the manifestation begins. You are ready to walk through the doors that were once locked and to possess the territory that was once forbidden. If you feel the heat of this truth rising in your chest like a fire that cannot be contained, then you know you are the one I was sent to find. You must signal your alignment with this new season right now. Subscribe to this path to confirm that you are no longer hiding from your greatness. Hit the notification bell to stay in sync with the instructions that are coming next. This is your seal of commitment and your declaration that the spirit of delay is broken forever. You are moving forward. You are moving upward. You are moving into the fullness of why you were born. Now listen even more closely because the truth is about to go even deeper. Your next season has already begun. Even as you listen to these words, the gears of the heavens are turning in your favor, and the atmosphere around you is shifting into a new frequency. You have felt a strange static in the air over the last few days. You have felt a heaviness that you could not explain, and a pressure that seemed to come from every direction at once. Do not mistake this pressure for defeat. Do not mistake this exhaustion for an end. The very fact that the warfare has intensified is the ultimate proof that you are standing at the edge of your promised land. The enemy does not waste his arrows on those who are going nowhere. He does not send his greatest storms against those who have no destination. He attacked you with everything he had in these final hours because he could see the light breaking on your horizon before you could see it yourself. He saw the shift in the spirit. He saw the alignment of your stars. He saw that the period of your long isolation was coming to a close, and he tried to make you quit at the very moment of your breakthrough. Listen to what the Spirit is saying to you right now. The pressure you are feeling is not the weight of the world crushing you. It is the weight of your new glory pressing against the walls of your old life. Your old season is too small for the person you have become in the furnace of preparation. You are like a seed that is finally cracking its shell. The cracking feels like breaking, but it is actually the beginning of growth. The resistance you are facing is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is the confirmation that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. The transition is always the most turbulent part of the flight. The darkest hour is always the one that precedes the dawn. You have been in a spiritual labor. You have been birthing a version of yourself that the world has never seen, and the pain you have felt was the proof of the life that is about to emerge. You felt like you were drowning, but you were actually being baptized for a level of authority that requires a heart of pure gold. God has been silent because the deepest work was internal, but now the work is moving into the external. He waited until you survived the most difficult part of the corridor. He waited until you proved that you would not bow to the silence or surrender to the shadow when the answers were nowhere to be found. You have passed the final test of the transition season. You are no longer the victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your destiny. The warfare was the final resistance of a season that is already over. The exhaustion was the last attempt to steal your momentum before the wind of the Spirit caught your sails to carry you into the deep. Everything that was fighting against you is now under your feet. The gate is open. The way is clear. The divine instructions are being released into your spirit. You must acknowledge this shift in your spirit right now. You must signal to the heavens that you recognize the turning of the tide. Stop what you are doing and type the code 777 in the comments. This is your marker of completion. This is your declaration that the old cycle is finished and the new cycle has begun. When you type those numbers, you are telling the atmosphere that you are in total alignment with the advancement that is manifesting in your life this very second. Do not hesitate. Your movement is your message. Your participation is your passport to the next level. The frequency of your expectation is what determines the speed of your manifestation. You are not waiting on God. God has been waiting on you to realize that you are ready. The heavens are leaning in. The cloud of witnesses is watching. The authority that was forged in your secret battles is now being activated for your public victory. You are stepping into a territory where your voice carries weight, and your presence changes the room before you even speak a word. You are no longer asking for permission to exist or apologizing for the space you take up. You are taking possession of the purpose for which you were born. The transition is complete. The threshold has been crossed. The spirit of delay has been evicted, and the spirit of acceleration has taken its place. Now listen with every fiber of your being, because the voice of the Almighty is speaking again, and the command is final. Tell them everything. They are ready. The next chapter is about to unfold, and it is unlike anything you have imagined in the quiet hours of your isolation. Everything you have heard until this moment was the foundation for the structure that is now being built. You have understood your past. You have made peace with the silence. You have honored the ground of your suffering. But now the voice of the heaven is shifting its frequency. The truth that God wants you to know is not just about where you have been. It is about where you are going. It is about the territory you are about to occupy and the crown you are about to wear. Listen carefully, chosen one. This is the moment where the internal training becomes external power. The silence of the previous season was a wall of protection, but the voice of this new season is a trumpet of advancement. I declare to you that the days of chasing are over and the days of being pursued have begun. You will no longer knock on doors that refuse to open. You will walk through gates that have been unlocked by invisible hands before you even arrive at the threshold. I see doors opening for you that no man can shut and no system can block. These are not doors of human opportunity. These are portals of divine destiny. I see windows of heaven being pushed wide to rain down instructions that are specific to your soul and your calling. You will not have to guess your next step. You will not have to wonder if you are in the right place. Every step you take will be ordered by a divine rhythm. Every breath you draw will be in sync with the heartbeat of your purpose. The confusion that once clouded your vision is evaporating in the heat of this new light. The very people who overlooked you will now look for you. Those who once treated your name as a footnote will soon treat your presence as a priority. You are being moved from the back of the line to the front of the stage. This is not for your ego. It is for the glory of the one who chose you. People who ignored your calls will now seek your counsel. Organizations that rejected your application will now request your leadership. You will not have to defend your character. Your results will speak for you. Your peace will answer for you. Your favor will be public because your preparation was private. The enemies who watched you fall will now have to watch you fly. They saw the furnace, but they did not see the fourth man in the fire with you. Now they will see the gold that has emerged from the flame. Opportunities will chase you down. Blessings will appear without the sweat of human effort. You have labored in the Spirit for years, and now you will reap in the natural in a single season. I see divine connections being woven into the fabric of your daily life. Relationships that drained you are being replaced by alliances that fuel you. You are being connected to those who see your light and not just your labor. Your purpose is becoming unmistakably clear. The fog is lifting. The static is clearing. You will see with the eyes of the Spirit, and you will know exactly why you were born for this hour. The talents you thought were buried are being resurrected. The dreams you thought were dead are being given new life. Your spiritual gifts are sharpening in this very second. You will hear what is not being said. You will see what is hidden in the dark. Your discernment will be like a sword that cuts through the noise of the world. Your peace will be unshakable even when the storm is at its peak. You have survived the furnace, and now you carry the heat of the divine within you. Your next breakthrough will not be a slow crawl, it will be a sudden explosion. One day very soon you will wake up in the same house with the same name, but in a completely different reality. The shift will be so total and so rapid that you will look back at your old life and wonder if it was a dream. You are stepping into a momentum that cannot be stopped. This is not motivation. This is revelation. Motivation is for the mind, but revelation is for the spirit. Motivation tells you that you can do it, but revelation tells you that it is already done. You are not trying to become a chosen one. You are being revealed as the chosen one you have always been. The seals on your destiny are being broken. The scroll of your life is being read aloud in the courts of the heaven. This message is the final confirmation that the waiting period is over. The training has reached its conclusion. The manifestation has begun. If you feel the weight of this future pressing against your spirit right now, you must mark this moment. You must signal your expectation to the atmosphere and declare your alignment with the shift. Go to the comments right now and type the code 777. This is your numeric seal of completion. This is your signature on the contract of your new life. Do not let this moment pass without your participation. Your movement is the trigger for your manifestation. Type the code 777 and feel the alignment taking place in your soul as the heavens acknowledge your response. You are moving into the fullness of your light, and nothing can dim the glow of what is about to happen. Chosen one, the moment of your total transition is no longer a promise of the future. It is the reality of your present breath. The atmosphere has thickened with the weight of an answer that has been traveling through the heavens for years to reach you at this exact second. Hear the command that is being echoed in the corridors of eternity. Tell them everything. They are ready. The veil is not just thinning, it is being torn from top to bottom. Everything that was hidden in the dark is now being revealed in the blinding light of your purpose. Everything that was delayed by the hands of men or the schemes of the enemy is now being released with a divine acceleration that no force on earth or in the heavens can stop. Everything that was blocked by the walls of your own doubt or the iron gates of your past is now being removed by the sheer force of your alignment. The furnace has done its work. The silence has finished its pruning. The testing is complete. You are no longer the one who waits. You are the one who arrives. The spirit of the underdog is being replaced by the mantle of the ruler. The garment of the mourner is being exchanged for the robes of the chosen. This is the point of no return. You cannot go back to the smallness of who you were because you have outgrown the skin of your old identity. The stars have aligned. The cosmic clock has struck the hour of your manifestation. The decree has been signed in the blood of your endurance and the ink of your tears. Your old season of isolation and hiddenness is over. Your new life of power and manifestation has begun. It is not coming. It is here. It is not a possibility. It is a fact. This is your birthright. This is your hour. This is the reason you survived the storms that drowned everyone else. If you recognize the fire of this truth burning in your spirit right now, you must claim your place in this new kingdom. Subscribe to this path right now to seal your commitment to the light and to ensure you never miss the instructions that are coming from the throne. Your journey into the extraordinary starts here, and it starts now. The shift is complete. The transition is final. You are the revelation the world has been waiting for. You are the light that the darkness could not comprehend. Step forward. Take your throne. The heavens are watching and they are applauding your arrival. Everything has changed. You have changed. It is finished. If your spirit is burning right now, do not turn away from the flame. If you feel a pull in the center of your soul that feels like a magnet drawing you toward an unseen horizon, pay attention. If you feel a warmth rising from your hands or a peace so heavy it feels like a physical garment draped over your shoulders, know that this is your confirmation. This is not a coincidence, and it is not a trick of the mind. This is your spirit vibrating in resonance with the truth it has been thirsting for since the day you were born. You are feeling the physical echo of a divine decree that has just been released over your life. Heaven has waited for this precise second to whisper into your heart what you have always suspected in the lonely hours of the night, but never dared to say out loud. You felt different because you are different. You felt alone because you were being set apart. You felt the silence because you were being taught to hear the frequency of the stars. Listen to the rhythm of your heart as it beats against your ribs. That steady drum is the sound of your purpose, marching toward its manifestation. You were never forgotten by the one who counts the hairs on your head. You were never rejected by the power that shaped the mountains and carved the paths of the rivers. You were never abandoned in the furnace of your isolation. You were never discarded when the world turned its back on your dreams. You were being positioned for a stage that the world is not yet ready to see. You were being hidden like a secret weapon in the armory of the Almighty. You were being prepared for a weight of influence that would have crushed the person you used to be. But that person has passed away in the fire. The one standing here now is a warrior of light. The one listening to these words is a leader of souls. You are walking into a clarity that was written for you before time began. You are stepping into a purpose that is so large it requires the cooperation of the heavens and the earth to fulfill it. You are entering into an abundance that is not measured by the standards of men, but by the riches of the Spirit. The fog of your past is evaporating in the heat of this new dawn. The chains of your old identity are falling like dead leaves in the wind. You are ready to possess the land that has been promised to your lineage. This light was not given to you so that you could hide it under a bushel. It was given to you to be a beacon. There is another chosen one who is currently crying out in the dark, feeling the same walls you once felt, and tasting the same salt you once tasted. They are waiting for a signal that they have not been forsaken. They are praying for a sign that the silence is over. You are that signal. Share this message with another chosen one who is still shivering in the cold of their own transition. When you send this revelation to another, you are not just sharing a video. You are fulfilling a divine mandate. You are becoming a vessel of the same grace that found you in this moment. You are signaling to the universe that you are ready to lead and ready to serve. Do it now as an act of spiritual alignment. Let the light move through you to find the others who are waiting for the dawn. This is your first act in your new kingdom. This is your first step into your new life. The confirmation is in your blood. The power is in your hands. Go now and be the light you were born to be. Chosen one, before you go anywhere, pause right now. This moment of clarity was not meant to be a fleeting thought, but a permanent shift in your reality. I want you to make a solemn decree in the presence of the heavens and the earth. Go to the comments right now and type these exact words. I am ready for what God is revealing. By doing this, you are not just typing on a digital screen. You are signing a spiritual contract with your own destiny and announcing to the atmosphere that your season of hiding is over. Like this video immediately to ensure this frequency reaches the other chosen ones who are still wandering in the desert of isolation. Your like is the signal that helps the light find its way to those who are praying for a sign that they have not been forgotten. Subscribe to this path today, because the heaven has not finished speaking to your soul. This message was only the opening of the seal, and there is a deeper level of instruction that is being prepared for your next step. As you stand in this new alignment, I invite you to perform a sacred act of gratitude and commitment. If this revelation has stirred your spirit and confirmed your calling, consider sowing a small seed of love by buying a coffee for this mission. This is not a mere transaction. It is a way to strengthen this ministry and ensure that the light of Christ continues to burn brightly for every searching heart. Your support is what allows these divine messages to reach across the world and wake up the warriors who are still asleep. Thank you, beloved, for your heart and for your courage to listen when the world told you to be deaf. Your obedience is the very engine of your acceleration. Go forth in the peace that surpasses all understanding. This is only the beginning.